The Somalia Programme started way back in 2002. That's when, at the request of the European Union, AWEPA was asked to go to Somalia and make an assessment of the type of support which the parliament in Somalia would wish to be given. So in 2002, AWEPA and the leadership of the parliament signed a memorandum of understanding on a program of support, a multi-year program of support for the National Transitional Parliament. This was during the year 2002, and this was soon after the Nairobi conference, which took almost 2 years, and then they agreed to form a parliament and to have its headquarters in Baidoa. I first went to Baidoa in 2000, it must have been August 2004, and we conducted the program there for 2 days, and we had a number of requests then from the Speaker and the Secretary General, and we were ready actually to continue. But then the security situation became so bad that we couldn't go back. I remember on my next trip I stopped in Nairobi and came back to Kampala. Initially, I personally focused on staff. And for MPs, I would help AWEPA to source politicians to handle the MPs. I was handling staff only. But after conducting the program for some time, it became apparent that there was need for us to have joint training sessions so that the politicians, the MPs, and the staff would move together. And subsequently, we started doing that in Puntland and in Somaliland to have joint training for the members of parliament and the members of staff. Parliaments operate in a unique way. Parliaments have a unique language, they have unique procedures, they have unique practices, and they also develop precedents like courts of law. So the most important thing was to train both in parliamentary practice and procedure. What are the procedures of parliamentary, debates, parliamentary committees? How do you make decisions, and so on and so forth. So basically, the training was to give knowledge and understanding and raise the awareness of the participants on parliamentary practice and procedures. Now, that was part one. The second part was to train particularly the staff in specific subject matter areas like human resource management, financial management, ICT, English language skills, and so on and so forth. The first time I went to Somaliland, I met staff who were staff of parliament but did not know anything about what parliament should be doing. So I carried out interviews with the staff to find out what they knew, talked with the leadership of the parliaments to find out what they expected, the kind of support they expected from the staff. And arising of that, I designed a training program. Which was divided in two parts. First one was purely to do with parliamentary processes and procedures. The second one was to do with giving them specific skills: financial management, human resource management, ICT skills, English language skills, and so on and so forth. Impact, plenty of it. And this is, it was starting something from scratch. People who never knew at all what are the procedures of parliament. They never knew. They never knew even what are the responsibilities, the functions of an MP. So you go through all that process, telling them that an MP is expected to carry out this function, that function, and that function. Two, you tell them, you teach them of how do they go about making those functions. Because at the end of the day, parliaments are supposed to make decisions and to make democratic decisions. Now, the process of arriving at a decision is quite detailed. You don't just sit and talk and then say, okay, we agree on this. No, it's quite detailed. So we went through all that, and at the end of the day, after the program, really, one could see the change. First of all, the change in the staff themselves, the way they were talking, the way they were walking, the way you could tell that yes, now they know what they're supposed to do. The level of confidence grew. And then two, we started getting reports from the committees, from the leadership of the house, that our staff now are helping us, they are supporting us. AWEPA is a parliamentary institution, and it basically uses as resource persons, as experts, persons who have got experience in parliamentary practice and procedure, former MPs, former staff, and so on and so forth. They don't have, academic theorists, So they use people who have the experience of how certain, concepts should apply. Therefore, the main strength of AWEPA, and I think which is unique, is AWEPA is extremely flexible. You don't say, okay, I've made a program for 6 months, this is what I'll do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because your program depends on the political realities of the day. And politics is dynamic. What is a priority today, tomorrow will no longer be a priority. Then something else will crop up. So AWEPA's strength lies in being able to adapt, being flexible, but at the same time, designing interventions in consultation with the participants, the participants, the staff and the MPs, and in consultation with the leadership. AWEPA does not go to the parliament with the preconceived ideas that this is what I want to do, and this there's discussion and there's agreement. So we respond to the needs of a particular parliament. And I think that's the most unique feature of AWEPA, and I think that's the biggest strength for AWEPA.